满场地的新能源1万台车。
This is a field of over 10,000 Neta V Chinese EV cars that are rotting away.
600多台啊，21年的，都是50公里以内啊，上牌新车。
And this man has just exclaimed that these BYD cars, all 2021 models, have less than 31 miles on them. Just like that field of 10,000 cars, they all have license plates on them, they're all fully registered, and they've been put away to rot. Yes, all of these cars have been left to rot. Why on earth is China throwing away entire fields of electric cars? By now, we've all heard that China's EV sales are outpacing the rest of the world. You'll see the headlines that say, China is now the leader in EV sales, and Tesla's got to watch out, and all this other nonsense. Well, guess what? It's true, the numbers are true, but what you're not taking into consideration is that China is the land of shortcuts and facades, and all of these cars that you're seeing in this field, well, they're counted in those numbers. Let me explain to you what's going on. You see the Neta Vs and the BYDs and the bigger brands that you see huge amounts of them just parked out to rot. Well, you see, that's because they need the numbers. In order to get subsidies from the government, in order to put out the sales figures that they've sold more than Tesla and that they're leading in EV production and EV sales, they need to have these fake sales. So BYD themselves will register them and put them on the market and then claim that they've been sold. And then, of course, they've got all those excess cars and they just stick them in a field and...
You can make history tomorrow.
But there's a bigger problem. There are even more car graveyards. And that has to do with this stupid investment scheme. Let me explain. In China, very often you get these fly-by-night investment schemes. Someone comes up with a good idea like bicycle sharing, for instance. And guess what? People jump on the bandwagon. They raise a bunch of investment capital. They start a company. We saw it go absolutely crazy with the shared bicycle schemes.
What you saw in the video is exactly what is going on in China. I know many people who are fans of China criticize me when I talk something they do not like about China. But I think that I am trying to have a balanced analysis of the whole thing. If you have ever been to China, you must have come across such a thing firsthand. There are massive structures in China. There are ghost cities in China. In fact, there are roads that leads to nowhere. China is the champion of building infrastructures that really serve no purpose at all. Now, all they care about is GDP growth. You can see the quantity of cars they are throwing away. Ask yourself this, right? Ask yourself this question. Couldn't all this be diverted into something great, into something that really benefits the people? And I know most people spread this information about China being a prosperous nation. It is to a certain extent. It is a prosperous nation. But there are villages in China that tells a totally different story. You might have high-rise building in the cities. You might have very large roads in the cities. You might see fast trains moving from one metropolitan city to the other. You will see all those things in China. But if you go to those villages in China, you also see people who are suffering, who are struggling to get along. Those are the people that the Communist Party don't want you to see, don't want people talking about. Because they rather just focus on the glories. They rather just focus on the narrative they've created for themselves than people talking, or than letting people talk about those villagers or those people from royal communities who are really struggling to get along. China is a country of waste. I can remember when I was in China, that was a couple of years ago. My Chinese friends and I will go to a restaurant to eat. They were successful people, if I can put it that way. And what they would do is funny to think of it, right? Because they will order so many food, right? Varieties of food, and then eat just a little, and then abandon the rest. And then I asked them, why do this? Why? What's the motive behind this? And do you know what they said? It's all about making a difference. It's all about people seeing you in a whole different way. It's all about people knowing or people believing you are not suffering. Because if you order just a little and eat it all, it shows that you are a suffering person. You are somebody who has little or nothing. But when you order a lot of them and do not eat anything, then people know that you are rich, you are a rich person. You are someone who is not suffering. You are someone who is not worried about money. And I look at myself and I laugh and I was like, wow, what a stupid idea. What a terrible idea. Who cares if you're rich or poor? Who cares if you have a big house or not? Who even care if you live or die? Everyone is self-obsessed about themselves. No one is worrying about you. No one cares about you. Okay. So you are just fooling yourself. But I couldn't say it to them because I know that will strike a nerves in them and they might get angry about it. So I just kept it to myself. But I was like, these people are really, really different, so to put it. So it's not strange to see how things like this are being wasted in China. It's not strange at all. China is the master of waste. They do things and then they throw them away. They build cities and no one moves in there. They build roads that no one uses. That's just how they operate. That's just what they do. But you guys out there, what do you think about all this waste in China? Couldn't these cars that have been packed to rot be used for other things? Like, shouldn't we start having a way to educate people about the importance of not wasting things? And how does this, the waste, benefits mankind? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below because, like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel because little bit of good will, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot. I shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that.